Good morning, and thank you for joining me today on the mat on my deck with Miss Maggie and a cameo by Duke back there. Today's flow is going to be a nice twisty flow for you, kind of a good morning, wring out everything that may have happened overnight. So we are going to go ahead and get started, and you can use blocks if you want. You don't need them. I will be using them just to show, maybe because I'm a little tight today. All right, so away we go. We're going to start today in child's pose. So go ahead and find your way back to your child's pose. Your big toes are going to touch, your knees are going to be nice and wide, and sit your hips back to your heels. If it doesn't feel good for you to sit in between the thighs, maybe your hips are a little tight or you're feeling a little lower back twinge, you can always walk your knees a little bit closer together and sit down with more of your body weight on your legs. So either one, a little bit more hip opening for me this morning. So I'm going to open my knees nice and wide and sit back and tuck my forehead down to the mat and just let everything that has happened before this moment just melt away. We're going to take about 2 more breaths here, just finding a little bit more length, stretching the arms out in front of you, maybe starting to lift the forehead off the mat, sinking a little bit lower, maybe pressing the palms into the mat, and giving yourself a nice good morning stretch through the lower back. And then we're going to rock forward. We're going to come to our tabletop position, so knees directly underneath the hips, hands directly underneath the shoulders, and just a couple of cat-cows here, just to get some articulation through the spine, tucking the tailbone, lifting the belly, drop the chin in towards the chest, top of the head reaches to the mat, and then in your inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, lift the heart between the shoulders. And maybe 2 or 3 of these. Connecting your breath, just becoming really present on your mat, letting go of everything else except what you're doing right here. So let's find our way back to our tabletop. We're going to step into our plank shape. So for this first one, I want your toes nice and wide, so about hip width between the hands or between the feet. Go ahead and press the palms down into the mat, fingers splay wide. And we're just going to take a couple of breaths here. Inhale nice and long. Exhale. And then go ahead and reach the hips to the heels. Look towards the hands. Walk, step, or hop all the way up, forward fold. Go ahead and bend the knees. Thighs rest. Top of the head reaches down to the mat. On your next inhale, go ahead and press down through the heels, root to reach, sweep the arms all the way up. Nice big stretch. Press palms together at the top. Hands come to heart center. All right, we're just going to flow here. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up towards the sky. Hands all the way down through heart center as you fold, bending at the knees. Plant the palms, step back into your plank. Just going to hold right here. Inhale, find length. Exhale, knees come down to the mat for this first one. Lower down, chest all the way down to the floor. Elbows bend behind you. Inhale into a little baby cobra. Exhale, roll all the way back down to the mat. Curl the toes. Press straight back up. Plank shape. Hips to heels, nice crouching shape, and then if it feels good, straightening into a downward facing dog. Take a look up at the hands. As many steps as it takes. Forward fold at the top of the mat. Go ahead and bend your left knee and walk all the way over towards the left side with your hands. Keeping that right foot square, planted on the mat. And then go ahead and walk to the other side, bend the right knee, twisting over towards the right. Back through center. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, starting to warm up. Inhale, root to reach, sweep the arms all the way up. Palms press, hands to heart center. Go ahead and wiggle out the shoulders here. Take a few breaths. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Nice half lift. Fingertips on the mat. You can always use a block here just to give yourself a little bit more lift. If you don't need the block, set it off to the side and fold. Step the right foot back. So I want you to step that right foot back way long. Heel lifts way over the ball of the foot. Press the right hand into the mat. Left hand comes to the hip and go ahead and spin that shoulder open. Maybe looking up towards the sky. This should feel nice and juicy here. We're going to go ahead and bring both hands down to the mat. Straighten slightly through that left leg as you come down onto the right knee. And just a nice simple fold here. Nothing too fancy on this first one, just finding a little bit of length. Your foot can stay planted on the mat if that feels good, or you can lift your toes. Just really working through range of motion here. Walking the hands back either side of that left foot, step back. Let's take that vinyasa. So vinyasa of choice. If you want to advance a little bit, you can go ahead and keep the knees up. Press forward on the toes so the wrists are just behind the shoulders. Lower halfway down. Inhale into your up dog. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Pedal up your down dog. Look up towards the hands. If you want to add on, you can hop here or as many steps as you want to take. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step back with that left foot. Coming to that lunge on the other side. Plant that left hand down on the mat. Right hand comes to your hip. We're going to twist open. Look up towards the sky. Reach your right arm up maybe. Maybe keep that hand down. It's entirely up to you. Working slowly into this. Both hands come to the mat. Bring the left knee down. And just inhale, find a little length in the spine. Exhale, a really gentle fold over that right leg. Not breaking any records here today. Just kind of flowing into it, nice and slow. Good. Rock forward, plant the hands, and then go ahead and step back into your plank shape. Now you can skip any vinyasa that you don't want. You can add extras if you want a little bit more from your practice today. Inhale, exhale, take that vinyasa. From your downward dog, go ahead and pedal out your feet maybe. A little to the right, a little to the left. We're going to walk big toes to touch. Right leg lifts behind you. Open the hip, bend the knee, flex the foot. And then go ahead and step all the way through in between the hands with that right foot. Left knee stays lifted. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms around and up as we come all the way up. Crescent warrior here. Look up towards the sky. Palms press together at heart center. Twist and turn over the right leg. And then maybe hinge at the hips. Find a nice twist. Because we're trying to fit a lot into a short period of time, we're not going to hold these poses very long. You can always pause, hold them longer. We're going to inhale all the way back up through center. Reach for the sky, relax your shoulders. Sweep the arms down around either side of that front foot. Sweep that right foot up and back and open, three-legged dog. And then from here, we're just going to bring that knee all the way in towards the nose, hollow out the belly. Give that nose a nice tap with the knee. Inhale, up and open, three-legged dog. Knee to nose, a little banded charger here. Inhale up and open. Knee to nose. Let's go ahead and roll those shoulders over the wrists. Bring that knee all the way to the back of that right arm. Let's lower it down to the mat. Spin the shin so that it reaches towards the short end of your mat. Right foot towards the left side of the mat. Find your way into your pigeon pose. So this is a really great place for a block. Maybe you hang out here, elbows on your block. Maybe you have it in your practice today, you can come all the way down onto your elbows. Maybe you don't do any of those things. All right, again, we're not here very long today. This is a short practice. Both hands on either side of that front leg. Curl the left toes under, reach up and back, three-legged dog. If you want a little bit more from it, maybe you flip your dog. Find your way back, downward facing dog. Let's set up for the second side. Left leg reaches up and back, open the hip, bend the knee, flex the foot, and then step all the way up between the hands. Reach all the way up to the sky for that crescent. Hands to heart center. We're going to twist and hook the elbow over the thigh. Maybe look up. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Oops, lost my balance there. Reach up. Exhale, fold. Sweep that left leg all the way up and back. Three-legged dog. Knee to nose. Up and back. Knee to nose. Inhale, up and back. Knee to nose. Bring that left knee to the left arm. Slide that knee all the way down to the wrist. Spin the shin. Pigeon pose. Whatever shape you took on the other side, probably want the same one here. Not necessarily, you might have a different limitation one side to the other today. So try not to jump into the pose. It's very much an active pose today. And then we're going to walk the hands back up, curl the toes under, find your way up and back for that three-legged dog. Maybe if you don't have a dog in your way, you might flip your dog. And then find your way back to your downward facing dog. One more time. Pedal out your feet. Relax into the shape. Head is super heavy here. Look up towards the hands. As many steps as you like. Maybe you bend the knees, come way up onto the toes. Hop. Land at the front of your mat. Ish. And then inhale all the way up. Root to reach. Sweep the arms all the way up. And fold all the way back down. If your feet are not already pretty close together, I like to have mine big toes touch, a little space between my heels. Sit the hips back and down. Chair pose, hands to heart center. We're not going to stay here very long, but you want to think about sitting back. One knee might pop forward or back. Keep them both square. Lift the heart. Come way up onto the toes. And then we're just going to sit down, hips to heels, and then all the way onto your mat. Into a nice easy Sukhasana pose, easy pose. So I like a nice easy right shin in front of the left. Just taking a nice big inhale here. Shoulders roll back and down. And then maybe bringing hands to hips so that you can hinge from the hips without rolling over the legs. Again, this is a really good place for a block. Elbows, forearms on the block. Maybe that block stays off to the side and you come all the way down. Feeling that nice gentle tug in the lower back. Head is really heavy. Inhale, walk back up. Go ahead and turn to the long way on your mat. We're just going to find a nice straddle stretch here, which your straddle stretch might be a little bit more straddly than mine, might be a little less straddly than mine. It's really not a competition. You want to pull your toes back towards your face, find that length in your spine, and then start to walk forward. This is a really great place for a block. Keep lifting and finding length through the spine. Every time you inhale, pull the top of the head a little bit higher. Every time you exhale, hinge a little bit deeper if you have the space. Then go ahead and walk back up. Move that block out to the side. We're just going to turn back towards the top of the mat. Sukhasana, easy pose in the other direction. So for me, left leg is in front, right leg is behind. Again, taking that hinge from the hips. Maybe this time you find you have a little bit more space. Don't let the booty float off the mat. You want to keep it down, pressing into the mat. And go ahead and walk back up. This time extending both legs forward, flexing the feet, maybe moving the flesh out of the way, and folding down over those straight legs. Maybe hooking peace fingers around big toes. And then walking the hands all the way back up the legs, finding your way to any comfortable seat that works for you. Thank you so much for joining me today with today's really short and sweet, super short and sweet practice, just designed to get you on the mat and get you on with your day. Thanks for joining me. Namaste.